c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, et par and by Student Housing Calgary.
Well, 3 spots in the Final 8, Final 4 have been determined. Who will join them? Will it be the wild card team Bishops? Will it be the champions from the Atlantic Conference? We are getting set for the nightcap of our 4 games here at the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. Good evening, everybody. It's great to have you with us. Arash Madani alongside Jermaine Cummings. We got coverage all over the floor. There's Cami Kupke over there. There's Josh Arbuthnot over there. And now Acadia into the Final 8. They have not been Atlantic champs since 2012. And an opportunity on the national stage from a school from Wolfville, Nova Scotia.
You hit it right on the head, Arash. How about 2 consecutive seasons finishing at the bottom of the AUS before this year? What a story. Cinderella almost. But if you talk to those guys, those Axemen over there, they're not just happy to be here. They're looking to make a little noise here tonight, and it's going to be quite the tall task, literally, going up against these Bishops. We're going to see if they're able to get it done.
You think Acadia, it may be the smallest school in this tournament, and not so. They may only have 4,000 students there in Wolfville. Bishops University under 3,000 on the mighty Massawippi Shore in Quebec. And it's one of those teams that will advance to face the Victoria Vikes tomorrow in this semifinal. So let's talk a little about these Gators back into the national tournament for the 2nd consecutive year. And as we look at the players to watch here, you have 6'9" Charles Robert, a first-team All-Canadian who absolutely does it all for the Gators.
Most certainly does, but the thing that stands out the most amongst his impressive numbers, 3.5 assists a game. Out of someone who scores as efficiently as Robert does, that's some unselfishness, and that is definitely the same kind of style of play that's going to push them over the top here tonight.
Ryan Rigaud, the sophomore guard, first-team All-Star in the Atlantic Conference for the Acadia Axemen. He makes them go. We are live from the Jack Simpson Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Calgary. Will it be the Gators? Will it be the Axemen on their way to a national semifinal? We'll have it for you next on CBC Sports.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Well, here we go. We are back inside the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. It's Bishop's Acadia, and we are getting set to see in this 4-5 matchup who will punch their ticket into the national semifinal. The Gators are a veteran bunch, led up front by 10 and 14. Charles Robert, Etienne Gagnon, and they have a poised point guard by the name of OBDK leading the charge. Reggie Jean Seraphin, a transfer from Carleton, where he won a national championship for the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Axemen from Acadia University, 4 of the 5 are Nova Scotians. Ryan Rigaud on your right is from Scarborough, Ontario. He is a first-team All-Star. He makes the Axemen go, a 6-foot guard. And the big question tonight will be, how can Acadia deal with Bishop's size early, throughout, and often tonight?
Yeah, we're going to find out. I would say the main answer may be speed, but talking to these Bishop Gators post-practice yesterday, they are prepared for the Axemen to really turn up the pressure and try to run them out of the gym. And specifically, speaking to Etienne Gagnon, who takes pride in being a quick big man as well, it's going to be very interesting to see if these Gators can indeed both win the size battle, which we already know they have in their back pocket, but the speed battle as well. Are they faster than the much smaller Axemen? We're going to see if they've got it both here tonight.
The Gators in purple with the white trim, the Axemen in their white jerseys and red trim. Whether you're watching in the beautiful Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia or in the terrific eastern townships of Quebec, thank you for staying up late with us. Our 4th quarterfinal of the U Sports Final 8 underway here at the University of Calgary. With the whistles tonight, Cooper Tompkins, Frankie Billingsley, and Neil Donnelly. Cooper Tompkins is our crew chief tonight. Acadia went into their conference tournament not even the top seed. They were number 3 into the AUS playoffs as the first 3 with a misfire and some friendly fire underneath. Etienne Gagnon took an extra beat before getting up.
Yeah, going to see a couple Gators look out now. Gagnon goes head over heels as we saw. No slow getting up, but we know that that guy is built tough. Going to take a whole lot more than that to keep him off the floor.
So here's the Gators point guard, Yanis Malanda. He and OBDK are the starting backcourt. Now the All-Canadian, Charles Robert. One of the best in the country.
So pretty. Great job using the basket as a block between the defender and him. Up and under goes Robert to start things out on the offensive side.
6'9", Charles Robert, as Donovan Reed goes down, but it was a moving screen. So welcome to the national stage, this sophomore from Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, well, if you had any questions about if these two teams had love loss, you're going to see Reggie Jean Seraphin just gets the forearm up into the grill of Reed right there, who's wearing it a little bit. But if history is any decider, these two teams are definitely going to get after it physically tonight.
DK, bucket and the foul. OBDK over Kyle Monroe, gets the layup, gets the bump, and a three-point opportunity early for the Bishops Gators.
Off the top, Arash, you used the word poise when speaking of DK, and that was literally what we just saw in that play. Under control, left-handed push shot through great defense, 2+1, a very poised finish there for DK.
Gabe Davignon missing up from long distance. It's going to be Bishop's ball. You know, Bishop's gets in as the wild card, but going into the U Sports basketball postseason, they were the #1 ranked team in the country. Host the RSEQ Quebec Championship on home floor. Get upset by Laval, but get a second chance at it. Meanwhile, Donovan Reed has to come out of the game. As you take a look at Matt McLean, the National Coach of the Year, he has had a whirlwind week, which Cami Kepke is going to tell us about a little later on. Here's Gagnon, the National Defensive Player of the Year, can't finish with the right hand, and Acadia in transition. Here's Robbie Grant. Nice soft finish.
Yeah, rotation was late right there, and Grant just kind of slips through, says, excuse me, give me two. Up at the cup, uncontested, great finish.
Robert working on Shaq Manswell, and he draws the foul. So what a season, what a career for Charles Robert. You see him number 10 with the headband, 6'9", 235. He's a grad student, an academic All-Canadian every year since showing up on campus. And Manswell just picked up his second personal. So just like that, a minute 43 in, Shaq has two, which tells you what a load Robert is going to be for Acadia tonight.
Yeah, and you can see that one developing. Before the ball was even inbounded, both Robert and Manswell barking at each other a little bit. And this is a matchup we know we're going to be seeing a lot of physicality out of here tonight.
Melanda can't get it to go. Will remain Bishop's ball with 5 on the shot clock. Gators had an awesome season. They went 16-3 as Robert gives it up to DK. And it was that regular season, it was the fact that they won a playoff game over UCAM that got themselves back into this tournament as the wild card. Lost by 3 to Laval. The Rouge et Or, by the way, fell to Carleton today. Bishops reached the Final 8 last season. Opening round loss to Vic. The Vikes went on to win the national championship as the pull-up by Davignon is no good. Here's Gagnon. And it's Robert whistled for the loose ball foul. So here you have Shaq Manswell, 6'4". He's given up 5 inches on Robert. And it has been a battle in the paint in the first 2.5 minutes.
That it has, and I was speaking to Shaq Manswell yesterday. He understood what tonight was going to be about. He knows both Robert and Gagnon are going to be attacking him all night long, and picked up 2 quick early ones. If you want the faith from Mike Leslie to keep him in the game, it's going to be up to Shaq Manswell to play good defense without fouling, to continue playing in this one.
DK can't finish. Gagnon does. Etienne Gagnon, the senior from the south shore of Montreal in Longueuil, Quebec. Here's Robbie Grant, and the junior over the outstretched arms of the All-Canadian.
The second time here in the last couple of minutes that Grant has been able to penetrate, and there'll be no rotation for the Gators. Way too easy right now for Grant getting those push shots up.
Robert can shoot it from here. Front end, Acadia ball. So our first look at Tiernan McDougall, the senior guard from Vancouver, sixth man for this Bishops team. McDougall started 12 games this season for the Gators, but now comes off the bench. Acadia rolling with 4 of its 5 starters, including Grant. No good off the window. Bishops likes to run, but they'll slow down the pace here. McDougall can't finish on a pretty feed from Robert. Here's Rigaud, the engine of this Acadia offense. He didn't quite communicate well there with Grant on the errant pass.
Yeah, that's a great rotation right there. At the last minute, you saw Charles Robert just kind of get into that passing lane right in between the eyesight of both Manswell and Rigaud, and essentially created that turnover just by being present.
12-8 regular season for the Axemen. And Manswell just collected his 3rd foul away from the ball. Acadia already over the limit. Bishops is in bonus. So Manswell comes out, and Acadia has to go deep into its bench, going with Dudu Chris Emmanuel Diop, the freshman 6'8" post, who came to Wolfville originally from the Ivory Coast, went to Cégep at Edouard Montpetit. And the Axemen are deep into their bench early in this game, as Robert collects his own rebound, and the Gators lead by 4. Look at the mismatch here. Draws a double to Gagnon in the pocket. Acadia ball.
Seeing the substitutions go out, and on that last play, you saw just a glimpse of the high IQ basketball Charles Robert can play. Robert, excuse me, let me get that right, can play right there, making sure that Shaq was able to pick up that 3rd foul, based all on the physical play down low. Got to be cognizant of that if you're Manswell.
Yanis Malanda goes down hard. Intentional foul called, and that's just uncalled for, that's unnecessary.
Man, let's just see here if we see the contact. As you're going to see on the run out, definitely some contact there from Young on the backside, but may have tripped over his feet as well. But regardless of what the intent was, there's an intentional foul called. And
so Malco Young whistled for the foul. He'll step out. Breon Wilson, a junior from Toronto, will come in. Wilson, who wears number 10 without a doubt, the best athlete on this Acadia team. Gators go into their bench. Our first look at Zack John, backup point guard. John, a senior from Scarborough, Ontario, started a half dozen games for the Gators this season. And Mike Leslie, Acadia's coach, told us yesterday, this is the guy to watch because he can go downhill on a hurry on you.
that he can. You see it. Mike Leslie said it yesterday. Look out. Because off the bench, you already know that Zack John is going to be that spark plug. That is his role here for this Bishop Gators squad. Leslie is aware of that. We're going to see if the Axemen are aware of that as a whole as well.
And the team fouls just continue to pile up for Acadia. And you're seeing the size advantage play such a factor here early for Bishops.
That you are. And we knew coming in that that was Bishop's biggest advantage, size-wise. Talking to Acadia yesterday, they're aware of that. And they said they were going to try to win the game via speed. And when we brought that to Bishops, they said, you know what, we think we're the faster team as well. So bigger plus faster is usually going to equal quite the disparity up front. That's what we're seeing here.
Robert, the two-time Quebec Conference Player of the Year, a true stretch five. He does a little of everything for the Gators. Pass nearly thrown away by Wilson. Here's Davignon for 3. DK collects. DK dishes to John. And it's blocked by Davignon. Long jumper, no. Rebound by Zack John. They get it to the big man in the block. No whistle there, will remain BU basketball. Take a moment to exhale. What a start this has been to the last quarterfinal of this 2026 U Sports Final 8. We'll take a break from Calgary and return on CBC Sports.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson Gymnasium for the U Sports Men's Final 8. The most talked about person at the tournament isn't even here, and he's barely 24 hours old. Gators interim head coach Matt McLean was on the flight to Calgary on Wednesday when he got word that his wife Caitlin had gone into labor. The team landed in Calgary, and he walked right back on another plane to return home for the birth of his son, River, on Thursday morning. McLean flew back to Calgary today. He missed the U Sports Awards on Wednesday, so he actually wasn't there to accept his National Coach of the Year award, but you can bet he'd rather get Dad of the Year any day. We hear Caitlin and River may be watching from hospital tonight, so from all of us on the broadcast, congratulations to all of you and River, and we'll see if the dad strength is contagious for the Gators tonight. Arash?
Yeah, Cammie, let's see if River's going to end up being a stretch 4, maybe a point guard. I mean, Dad has some size. Dad played for the Gators back in the day. And now the head coach at his alma mater, and as Cammie mentioned, the National Coach of the Year, has the bucket and the foul for the Axemen. Ryan Rigaud, who does a little of everything for Acadia.
Always love to see when a team is down after a timeout, how they respond after said timeout. And Ryan Rigaud took it on himself on that play to get to the cup, get touched up, and finish a three-point play as well. We're going to see if that's a trend or just a blip here on the road to the end for the Bishop.
Yeah, you know, Mike Leslie, the coach of the Axemen, just told us that Rigaud plays without fear. You saw that, the bucket and the foul. McDougall misfires, rebound controlled by the Gators. Here's the senior again. And free throws coming up for the fourth-year man out of Vancouver, BC.
Here it is. Underneath, you're going to see him go to work. See that there is no rotation, not an Axeman to be seen in that restricted area. So flip the switch, does Tierney McDougall get to the cup, and despite missing his first, he's going to get one more chance here to get a free throw down.
5'9", 155 pounds with the sneakers on. Knocks down both free throws. The Gators lead is back to 7. The turnover. Gagnon bumped. And more free throws for the Gators. 8 fouls so far for Acadia. in the first 6 minutes and 12 seconds.
Here's just a glimpse of the speed that Etienne Gagnon is so proud of, and letting everyone know how fast he is. There it was. Not too bad for 6'9" and a defensive stalwart that he is. He can run in the open floor, and don't let him get some space because he's liable to get to the cup as well.
Gagnon's so good in transition for the Gators. At 6'7", can run the floor. And back into the game is Donovan Reed. Now Reed is number 9. He's now rocking number 7. There was some blood on the jersey. The sophomore is back. Can he deal as a teenager with the size and strength of Robert and Gagnon? That becomes the question. The pull-up from Robbie Grant.
Gotta tell you, again, Robbie Grant getting to that area. He gets to that elbow, and he's liable to pull up or get all the way to the cup. Love his decision-making after rolling off screens.
There's the 3 from Reggie Jean Serafin. A transfer from Carleton. Biggest lead of the night for the Gators is 10, and Grant answers with a 3 of his own. So Robbie Grant has 9 of Acadia's 12 points so far in this ball game. What a start for the junior from Halifax. Up and under, doesn't go for Malanda. Rigaud gets it back, pulls the trigger. Controlled by the Axemen, thrown away by Reed, and John finishes on the fast break.
Beautiful in the open floor, a hesitation drag step, and John shows the perfect finish, losing Rigaud and going up and under.
3 doesn't go for Breon Wilson. Scooped up by McDougall. Malanda runs into trouble, retreats to Gagnon. Bishops will set it up with 12 on the shot clock. McDougall, the triple. Corralled by Gagnon. John again, and converts. You talk about somebody with explosiveness. How about Zack John, the senior guard from Scarborough, Ontario?
The lightning bolt off the bench. We heard about it from Mike Leslie. Now we are seeing it in real time. John getting to that lefty lay time and time again. Undeterred by interior presence. John is going to work here in the second.
Yeah, you know, Zack John, it was Matt McLean who told us this week, he's just fearless. And we're starting to see glimpses of that. One of the things the Gators like to do with John, they say, hey, look, take your first 2 open looks, then you can use your quickness. And we're seeing some of that explosiveness there from number 6. 11-point Bishops lead, and the foul, it's Donovan Reed going to the line.
Well, little blood, flip the jersey out, no problem. Reed continues to bang down low right after the inbound play. You're going to see him make the good decision to get right to the cup. Get touched up, now he's got a couple free throws. Axemen swinging a little axe here early on in the first. We'll see if it continues.
So we had a chance to visit with Donovan Reed yesterday, and he is just thrilled to be here. The second-year man, grew up in Nova Scotia. He said, you know, this is unreal in a way for me. Grew up going to the Final 8 in Halifax. The first one, actually, he remembers going to is when Calgary won the national championship back in 2018. He was there for the double overtime game when Carleton beat X, and he said to himself then as a young man, 12, 13 years old, I want to be playing in this tournament one day. And now he finds himself starting in the 2026 U Sports Final 8.
Poetry, literally, right there. Knowing that as a young boy, he was up in the crowd. A lot like we have a lot of young kids in the crowd right here. Potentially years will now remember games like this and come through. You hear that, Calgary Dinos? Making impressions nationwide as we get a look at Donovan Reed going to work.
Now the tall task. Can he deal with Robert? The help came. It'll remain Bishop's ball with 9 on the shot clock. Aaron Simmons collapsed to swat it away. Robert again. And the foul.
I love this about Robert's game. Regardless of who you put on him, he is looking to create contact and finish through it. You're going to see him here just kind of work. Get those elbows up, establish that space, and just go right through the outstretched arms of Donovan Reed. All game long to this point, you're seeing what it takes to go inside and finish through contact. That is Charles Robert.
First one rattles in. Robert back for a 5th year, had options to go south of the border, got calls from the United States after year 3 and after year 4, and he said, look, there's unfinished business here at Bishop's. He said, there's a hunger in me to get it done. So he remained, knocked off an all-Canadian season, and as Bishop's up by 11, final minute, opening quarter. Here at the final 8. Triple goes. How about the ninth for Robbie Grant already with a dozen?
Boy, the heater continues for Grant, man, making it happen from everywhere on the floor. Something to think about now for the Gators is Robbie Grant catching the rock and going to work.
We talk about how consistent Grant is, how confident he is as David Navarro can't get it to fall. Now Malanda, middle of the key, too heavy. Rebound grab by Aaron Simmons. Rigaud, filthy! Shake and bake and move, Ryan Rigaud.
Left to right, snatch back in the open floor. Ryan Rigaud showing you what happens when you give him that runway. Took the hit, gave you 2, then give you 1 more. There is the Ryan Rigaud that is very well known in Acadia.
Just the energizer of this basketball team, the most important player, the most valuable player on the Acadia roster. He completes the 3-point play. What Rigaud told us yesterday, I just hate to lose. He's sliced a Bishop's lead that was as many as 11 down to 5. 10 seconds remaining first quarter. Here's DK, the dish to Robert. And how many times have those two teamed up for that? Rigaud is short. A terrific sequence by the Gators to extend their lead to 7 after the opening quarter of play at the University of Calgary. Bishop's leads. Quarter 2 coming up next at the final 8 on CBC Sports.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Welcome back to the Jack. Bishops leading Acadia 27-20 after one quarter. And Acadia's Robbie Grant is keeping it 5. His birthday is November 5th, 2005. He's 6'5", just buried his 5th shot from the field. And he's the youngest of 5 siblings, all of whom have been U Sports student athletes, and it's all part of why he wears number 5. 2 of Grant's brothers, Tommy and Ollie, played football for Acadia. They won championships for Acadia. And Robbie was initially interested in joining the Axemen football program. But on a recruiting trip when he was grade 12, he went to a basketball game and he was hooked. Grant says those unexpected connections are often the ones that truly end up shaping your path. He'll see if he can add to the family and school legacy as the Axemen chase U Sports glory. Arash?
Yeah, Cammie, it's an amazing story. You know, here you have Robbie Grant, the youngest of 5, as you mentioned, coming to visit his brothers. He spent time in their dorm rooms and their houses. He got to experience the Wolfville community firsthand. He spent time on campus. He said it just felt right. He said it felt like home, the place he wanted to be. Took him a while to get acclimated with the U Sports basketball game, and now look at the impact he's made as Mlan finishes with the right hand. Grant has 12, a game high. Mlan's first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and I got one more 5 for Robbie Grant for you. How about 5 of 6 to this point in the game? 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Lights out is Robbie Grant right now to the tune of 12 points. Like you just said, Arash, what a heater.
The triple no good for David Navarro, who gets it back. But underneath, there's Gagnon. And Etienne Gagnon, who averages a double-double at 13 and 11, gets the Gators back up by 11. Young again. Gagnon the rebound again. 5 boards already for the senior from Longueuil, Quebec. DK off the screen, in and out. Here's Rigaud again, gives it up to Breon Wilson. Runs into Robert, bucket and the foul. Didn't seem like much contact, but now the second personal on the Gators All-Canadian.
Well, how do you negate a shot blocker? You create the contact, and you're going to see right here with that lead arm, he just kind of goes up and under, does Breon Wilson, and that's what you want to do when you got someone around the rim as efficient as protecting it as Robert is. Create that contact, get yourself to the line, get him out of the game, and see if you can get your guys back into this.
Yeah, and as much as the three-point play helps to get this back down to 8, it's the fact that Robert's out now.
That's the big one. Exactly.
McDougal steps back, triple, yes. Tiernan McDougal. Timeout, Mike Leslie.
Don't blame him in the least.
Off the bench, buckets. Gators back up by 11. We will step aside from the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. You're watching the U Sports Final 8 on CBC.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Jack Simpson Gymnasium, the last quarterfinal of the night. The 4-5 matchup, Acadia versus Bishops. Winner will get the #1 seed Victoria Vikes. UVic knocking off Calgary a little later tonight. The first semifinal tomorrow features Toronto Metropolitan University and Carleton in a rematch of the OUA Wilson Cup championship game. Two of the smallest schools in the country, Acadia University out of Wolfville, Nova Scotia, Bishops from Lennoxville, Quebec, and there's Ryan Rigaud, who's starting to heat up. He's got 11. So 23 of the 26 Acadia points have come from Rigaud and Robbie Grant.
And once again, it's up out of the timeout. It's like Mike Leslie is speaking directly to Ryan Rigaud in these timeouts. Rigaud takes it on himself to try to turn this game's tide, and he does so once again after that whistle. What a shot.
Yeah, what Mike Leslie tell us? The moment is never too big for Rigaud, showing it already. No Charles Robert on the floor for the Gators in foul trouble. So Bishops without its All-Canadian. And now Acadia is getting themselves to the free throw line. Trips 6 and 7 of the night.
That's exactly what you want to do with Robert out of the game, like you just said. If it's all on Gagnon to protect the rim, send white jerseys to the front of the rim and force Gagnon to make something happen. If he's late, like he was on that last play, eat at the cup, and Breon Wilson has been doing just that here in this game.
Yeah, he's just strong enough to finish at the rim. He's used to drawing contact, getting fouls. Wilson was so good in the AUS championship run for the Axemen, cutting down the nets in Halifax. Lead brought down to 7. Gagnon going to work. Right hand hook shot, no. And here comes Acadia. Wilson didn't have numbers, didn't care. Wilson again. And it's OBDK who comes up with the rebound. Bishops can score. They averaged 84 points a night through the regular season. They call it a make or miss league. They made 10 threes a night, average 10 threes a night. They're 2 of 13 from downtown so far. Mlan draws the foul and 2 more free throws.
Gotta say, I have been very impressed with Yanis Mlan's footwork here in this first half. Guy will get it on either side, wait to see what side the defender chooses, and just spin over the shoulder and get to the cup. And more times than not, it's worked out in his favor. It's gonna be up to Acadia to kind of change their coverage on Mlan on the interior.
Second leading scorer on the Gators, Mlan, a sophomore guard. Played his high school in Quebec City, went to Vanier College for CEGEP from there. Mlan was actually born in Paris, but many of his basketball years in the province of Quebec. Grant off his foot. McDougall, 2-on-1. Gagnon with the stuff.
Let me tell you about running the floor. Tiernan Gagnon Tiernan McDougall hitting Gagnon in stride. That is a 2-on-1 to perfection. Well run right there by the Gators.
Four minutes gone by, second quarter. Bishops leads by 8. Mlan up to the 6'7" Etienne Gagnon. DK going to work on Kyle Monroe. Monroe kicks. Robbie Grant. And it's McDougall again with the rebound, all 5'9" of them. Guard play so important in the month of March. And off the bench, McDougall giving the Gators some help there. Let's go down courtside to Josh Arbuthnot.
Well, it's a close one here, about 5:36 left. When we got a chance to talk to the Acadia coach, the one thing that was brought up consistently was the size factor, and that's playing a factor right now. 13 total rebounds to 22. That stat will stick out to you. The big one right now, 0 offensive rebounds, and you're not going to get those second chance opportunities. Right now, 8 second chance opportunities for Bishop. Acadia is shooting the ball well right now. They're shooting 44% from the field, but they're not getting those well-needed second chance opportunities right now. You got to think, Arash and Jermaine, if they were able to find those second chance opportunities, they might be a little bit closer in this one. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that indeed. 0 offensive rebounds. Terrible, terrible number. I guarantee you that will be bulletin board material come the halftime break. If you can kind of get a little bit more action on that offensive glass, definitely will tighten up the score. And you got to be excited. You know, granted, you have 0 offensive rebounds, but to this point, down 8. Good spot to be in here if you're Acadia, if you ask me.
There's Mike Leslie, the head coach of the Axemen. He had a quote of the day every day for his team. The one yesterday was, "We're not here to be small. We're here to shine." And the Axemen are putting up a fight here nearing the midway point of this second quarter. Robert back in the game. The All-Canadian gets it and finishes underneath with the right hand.
Tiernan McDougall laying it on the line. You see how far he had to go to stretch out and save that ball? Get it into the hands of Robert, who finishes, laying it out. It's Tiernan McDougall.
Yeah, what Robert tell us yesterday as the Axemen turn it over? He said, "I just got to do me."
All you got to do, baby, all you got to do is do you. When you can trust your teammates, you know they're going to get on the floor, get on all hands and knees, secure those loose balls. You can do just that, and that is be you if you're Robert.
Quiet kid, that Charles Robert. Every summer, the Gators saw growth in this big man. Draws the double there. Leaves Jean Serafin wide open. Buckets for Reggie Jean Serafin, the leading three-point shooter on the Gators. Fires it at better than a 41% clip from downtown. And now the hook shot. Adam Rosenberger for the Axemen. First bucket of the night for number 22. Robert sets the screen for McDougall, who goes into traffic. Ambitious. Rigaud breaking ankles. Monroe dropping threes. Acadia cuts it to 8. The Axemen sticking around. Malanda loses it. Remains Gator ball. So our first look at Yves Anzensashudi, the junior from Quebec City, wears number 3 from Bishops. Real energy guy. Short, gets his own rebound. And Anzensashudi can't finish. But more fouls underneath, and the size discrepancy becoming such a factor here.
Yeah, that's tough to deal with, especially when you got guys off the bench, spark plugs like Anzensashudi, who's getting his own rebound off of a missed 3. I guarantee you Mike Leslie not happy about that. You're already down when it comes to size as well. It can't be effort. You've got to at least be able to match him on that front.
Robert left alone, and that's what he does. Charles Robert has 14. He's got that range, he can shoot it, he's lethal in the paint. And a triple from Kyle Monroe, so back-to-back threes for the senior from Timberley, Nova Scotia. Such a steady point guard Monroe is for the Axemen, as Jean Serafin penetrates and gets the whistle.
That word steady, perfectly placed right there by you, Arash, because I feel at multiple points in this half, this could have gotten away from Acadia. And it seems like every time Bishop is on the cusp of really putting them out, other misery earlier on, Acadia hangs around with the great backcourt play. You love what you're seeing right now from the smalls. I guess everybody's small comparatively speaking, but the guards specifically of the Axemen. Great effort from them.
The Bishop's lead is 9. Acadia moves it around so well, don't they? Malco Young inside to Grant. And Grant has 14. What a coming out party for the country to see. Robbie Grant, the junior from Halifax. And Robert, another triple. What can't this kid do? 17 tonight for the fifth-year man out of Vaudreuil. Malanda through traffic. Monroe again hits the deck, no call, but a whistle underneath. And it's a loose ball foul on the Axemen.
Well, you're going to see there a little bit of contact, a little high-five action between the defender and going for that loose ball. Incidental or not, that is enough contact for the official to blow the whistle, and that's indeed a foul.
So timeout on the floor, and you almost run out of superlatives for Charles Robert, don't you? Dominant in the paint, outstanding defender, and he can absolutely knock down triples. And when we asked Matt McLean, what has he meant to this program, I thought the answer was so interesting. Matt said that Charles, he's the recruiting tool. He's the one that they say, you come here, you can do this with him. You can play with this big fella, because this is what he's done for everything.
Yeah, and how could you not, man? Getting to spend some time with Charles Robert yesterday. This guy is cool as the other side of the pillow, not to mention super unselfish, as I highlighted off top, averaging almost 4 assists a game. When you're playing with a big who not only can score from anywhere on the floor, but is willing to give you the ball if you get to the right spots, of course, you'd want to suit up in that purple and play alongside him at Bishop's.
Gators got to nationals last year, ran into Victoria, led by double digits. And then it was the Vikes that went on to win. We asked Charles yesterday, what'd you learn from that? He said, look, we just got to be ready for the moment. He said, when Vic went on their run last year, we froze. He said, it's going to be important for us to weather the storms. The turnover there, DK throws it away. And the block, but they're going to call it a goaltend. Soaring into the air, the athleticism of Ulrich LaRochelle.
Chase down block. This is why you don't give up on the play. Look at this, skying and getting, and that one's close. That's negligible right there. Seeing if that was indeed a goaltend. Matt McLean looking for an explanation, and I don't blame him. That was tight.
Malanda draws a crowd. Not this time. Kept alive by Gagnon. And the triple is good from Enzan Zashuti. So everybody's getting involved in the three-point party for the Gators. They've knocked down 6 from distance, and the lead is up to 13, the largest of the day. Malanda through the lane, it doesn't go. Breon Wilson the rebound. They go inside, brought back out to Wilson, who's short. Put back from Monroe doesn't fall, and the loose ball foul on Acadia. Orlando needs a moment to catch his breath. What a game this has been.
Yeah, knew it would be a good one, especially you see Mlan getting down and dirty, hitting the floor, trying to secure that loose ball. Doesn't do it, but that's the kind of effort you need right now if you're Bishops, if you're looking to stretch this thing out. We're going to see if he can step up to the charity stripe and get a couple more for his cause.
Mlan, the second-year sports studies major. Second leading scorer on this Bishops roster. It was Robert who told us it's no coincidence that we really became good when Giannis took over for us at the 2 spot, at the shooting guard. He said he just adds such a whole new dimension to what we do.
We're seeing it on display here. Shooting gaps, playing the passing lane, finishing in transition. We're seeing a great game here from Mlan.
And from Robbie Grant. What a show from Grant, who has 16. DK, no. Gagnon can't come up with the rebound. Wilson does. Monroe brings it down the floor. Here's Kyle Monroe in traffic. Nzenza Shutti has numbers, but DK is going to slow it down and retreat to Gagnon at the top. 3-second differential, shot and game clocks. Melenda gives it up to DK. Biggest lead of the night for the Gators right before the half. Bishops has put up 58. And it is a 15-point lead after 20 minutes for Bishops University.
Unbelievable second quarter from Bishops. It seems like they flipped the switch after that second timeout, and it turned into transition bucket after transition bucket. Right now, it's got them, like you said, 58 points. Unbelievable showing here in that second quarter, and you can only hope that this continues in the second half as well. Everyone firing on all cylinders, great defending, and they're ever ready to go as well.
Let's go down to Cami Kepke.
Well, we're here with Matt McLean. Your team has not allowed an offensive rebound. You haven't allowed a steal. How is your defensive play dictating your success so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think Acadia's a smaller team, but their offensive rebound really well. You saw it in their AUS playoffs. So that was a big focus for us, is taking them away on the glass and trying to rebound with 5 guys as much as possible.
And it was a tough journey to get here. You faced the upset from Laval in the championship. How have you been able to use that as a learning opportunity coming into the big dance?
Yeah, the Laval game. Laval's a really good team. Like, credit to them. It was a tough loss for us. We definitely took a lot from that game film to apply to today.
And it's been a wild week for you. You get on a plane to come to Calgary. You turn right back. You come back a father. You miss receiving the National Coach of the Year award. Just how are you managing this whirlwind week?
Yeah, it's been a lot. I've been Calgary, back out east, and back to Calgary, going to see my newborn son. So it's been a lot, but it's been a fun ride, and we're gonna enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Well, congratulations on that. And finally, what's it going to take to close this one out and book a date against Victoria?
Yeah, I think we got to do a better job guarding the three-point line. They got some guys that can really score the basketball. So just got to do a better job being there on the catch and forcing them to drive a bit more.
I'll let you save your voice from here on out, Coach. You're going to need it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got more after this. You're watching U Sports Men's Basketball Final 8 action on CBC.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent, des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Well, Ryan Rigaud has done a fantastic job for Acadia. They are trailing right now, but he has been a heartbeat for this team all season long. He's doing his best right now, shooting 4 of 7 from the field. Got a good start early on in this game, hoping to lead this team to a comeback. We've seen comebacks in this tournament. We've seen crazy things. It's madness right now. It is March. We'll see if he can be part of that. And we got a chance to talk to a bunch of student athletes for 2 minutes and get their thoughts on a variety of things. Here is Ryan's right here.
Hi, my name is Ryan Rigaud. I'm a second-year Law and Society major at Acadia, and I play point guard. I got started at a young age, probably about 4 years old, in a rep league called the Scarborough Blues. My mom signed me up, and I ran with it ever since. I would say I'm more aggressive, look to get downhill, can knock down some shots. I'm just an overall point guard, good player. I feel like success is more progress. The more you grow as a player and the more you see yourself evolve over the years, that's success to me. I look up to my mom, my family, really. They sacrificed a lot for me to be here, and I'm appreciative, and on the court, I play for them. Keys to our success is really defense. I feel like our coaches emphasize defense, and we've all bought in, and that's the reason we're here, and as long as we defend in the tournament, we'll do good. It's tough. Esports student athletes are definitely very determined, and it's challenging at times in the workload to balance just the academics as well as the athletics, but it's fun and I love the moments. Me and my team have worked very hard to be here, and we're looking forward to proving ourselves on a bigger platform. I feel like we've been doubted, and people haven't really understood how good of a team we are, and we're here to show them how good we really are.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey you sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Well, this past Thursday, we got an opportunity to check out the team's practices and got a chance to ask all these players who their NBA or pro level comparison was. And for this next gentleman, he said it was Drew Holiday. And by the way that he has played today, he has antithesis that, playing just like the NBA champion, Drew Holiday. This is Obi DK.
Hi, my name is Obi DK. I'm a fifth-year point guard for Bishops. My major is psychology. I got it started in basketball because I did not want to go to church camp when I was 9 years old. I would describe my style of play as efficient and team-oriented. I define lessons beyond wins and losses as growth because there's always an opportunity to get better, even if you lose, and an opportunity to show your true character despite the outcome. The keys to our team's success have been hard work, relentlessness, team cohesion, as well as just that Gator pride. You know, all our players bleed purple. So my teammates have helped me become a better player by sometimes kicking my ass and holding me accountable whenever I'm messing up. We're looking forward to competing in the U Sports Championships, obviously to win. What makes our team special is our unique team chemistry.
Exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated. Ontario University Athletics.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life. Independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Welcome back inside the Jack Simpson Gym. Arash Madani alongside Jermaine Cummings. Look, for a team that averages 84 a night, no real surprise that the Gators have put up 58 at the break. And even less of a surprise that Charles Robert leading the charge with 17 for BU.
Yep, doing it the way he typically does. That is the unselfish route. Despite those 17 points, Robert so willing to share the basketball with his teammates, not to mention getting picked up by the guys like this. We'll see if it continues here in the second half.
Yeah, Acadia has been led by Robbie Grant, the Axemen coach, with our Cami Kepke.
Pleased to be joined now by Axemen head coach Mike Leslie. Your team facing a deficit coming into the third quarter, certainly not an insurmountable one. What was your message to the group in the room?
We have to be better defensively. We gave up a lot of points. We fouled too much. We just got to be better defensively, and we have to rebound harder.
We saw Bishops being quite aggressive with the fast breaks points, the rebounding. What can your group do to counter that?
Well, we have to make physical contact earlier on the rebounding. You know, they're pushing us under, then they're tipping the ball back, so we have to make contact earlier.
I'm 1 year removed from being named the AUS Rookie of the Year. How has Ryan Rigo's game developed, and what does he mean to this team?
Oh, he means a lot to us. You know, he's a gritty, tough defender. He finds ways to score in games, in tough games, and yeah, he just does a lot of things well for us.
Appreciate this, Mike. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
All right, Arash, the floor is yours. Take it away.
All right, Cam, thanks so much. You know, you think about Acadia's season, they had such a strong end of the first semester. When inconsistency hit in January and February, it's when their defense took a dip. And that's what Coach talked about with Cammy.
That he did, and not alongside that defense taking a dip is the lack of aggression on the offensive side of the basketball. Only 7 free throws attempted for the Axemen through the first 20 minutes of this game. That is definitely not going to get it done. But bright side, you know, despite only having 7 free throws, you're still in this game. And if you can kind of mitigate the free throws that are happening on the other end, how with good straight-up defense, know that Bishop's going to crash that glass, you just may be able to close this gap a little bit more in this third quarter and see if you can get that momentum back you had in the first half.
Yeah, it was about a month ago that Leslie kind of brought the team together and told them, look, if we're going to make major headway, it has to be on defense. And that was their mindset going into the playoffs. Look at the run they've been on since. Went through the Atlantic tournament, end up AUS champs for the first time since 2012. And there was real buy-in on the defensive end. Now you got to do it against a team that has so much more size than you.
It's tough. It's going to come down to positioning. It's going to come down to, like Mike Leslie said, being the initiator of that contact. When you're already going up against a team much bigger than you and much more willing to rebound, you have to make sure that you are the initiator when it comes to the physical play. You stay low to the ground, and you are able to get those rebounds.
Acadia's goal is to keep opponents in the 70 to 71 point range. Bishops has 58 as this third quarter gets underway of this finally quarterfinal. The Gaiters and the Axemen, the winner to face the #1 seeded Victoria Vikes. Arash Madani, Jermaine Cummings, Cami Kepke, Josh Arbuthot, and our entire U Sports crew. Thrilled to have you with us on CBC Sports. We will be with you the rest of the way for this Final 8 National Men's Basketball Championships. A couple of semifinals on the docket tomorrow. TMU Carleton to get us started. And the triple falls. There's Robbie Grant picking up where he left off. 19 on the night, a game high.
Well, good to see if you're an Acadia fan that the halftime break has not cooled off Grant at all, picking up right where he left off, and that is stroking it from range.
Grant averages 12 a night as the foul underneath is on Donovan Reed. Reed's giving up a good 30 pounds on Charles Robert, not to mention 3 years of eligibility. But no lead has been out of control here for Bishops. They got it to as many as 15. And Acadia continues to answer. They've been dynamite from long range. And a foul on Robert. That's number 3 on the old Canadian. What was that?
Tell ya, Donovan Reed was calling for it in the first half. He kept saying, before the ball gets inbounded, watch Robert's elbows. He's putting him into my chest. Literally said it. Next play, whistle blown right there. That's planting a seed and watching it bloom a little later on.
Well, well, well. The KG sophomore as Grant can't get it to fall. Now he goes right. The spin on Gagnon. Retreats, Rigaud, triple, good. Rigaud has 14, the lead is cut to 7. Here come the Acadia Axemen. And an 8-0 Acadia run to begin the third quarter is snapped with a Robert finish with the left hand. Now Monroe. And it falls for Kyle Monroe. He has a dozen. Back and forth they go. Here's Malanda. And draws the block on Rigaud.
Well, it's obvious right now that Acadia is indeed being those physical initiators that Mike Leslie asked for right here. As you're going to see Rigaud just kind of get mixed up with Malanda. Yeah, he's going to get called for the foul, but nonetheless, you like that effort. You want him to be the physical initiator.
Except, that's 3 now on Rigaud. Mike Leslie did not hesitate. He didn't even look behind him to the bench. He's going to go with his top player, first team AUS All-Star as a sophomore. Rigaud is so clutch in the AUS playoffs for Acadia. Grant, a little off balance, rebound brought in by Zack John. Now left alone, the triple good for OBDK. And the Gators punch back. Rigaud left alone. Tapped out of bounds by Robbie Grant. Timeout on the floor. Mike Leslie wants to talk it over. Bishops leads by 10. Early in the third quarter, you're watching the U Sports Final 8 on CBC Sports.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
All right, third quarter early on, 2:47 gone by. Bishops Acadia, the 4-5 matchup here at the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. What a start to this national championship tournament it has been. There's Tiernan McDougall, the senior from Vancouver. McDougall has been hot off the bench. He's got 8. Reed finds Rigaud underneath the bucket and the foul. How about the vision of Donovan Reed to find the cutting Ryan Rigaud?
Move without the basketball, get to a point where a passer can hit you in stride and finish through contact. Ryan Rigaud continues his assault on that Bishop's interior defense all on his own.
Rigaud completes the three-point play. We asked him where that fearless attitude comes from. He said, from childhood. As free throws come up for the Gators. Ryan's got an older brother. Stefan's a couple of years older than him. And that's the mindset growing up in Scarborough with Big Bro. Such a commitment to winning that Rigaud has. It's been infectious on that Acadia campus. A law and society major. wants to go to law school. Free throws go for DK. Bishop's back up by 11. Here's Monroe into the paint. Pass picked off by Robert. Oh yeah, he'll attack Reed. Reed redirected it. Robert scoops it, and a foul. Full marks to Donovan Reed. He's giving up 5 years, 30 pounds, and 3 years of eligibility on a first-team All-Canadian, and he's going toe-to-toe with him.
That he is, all game long. He knew he was going to have to go toe-to-toe with Robert all game long, and he's giving him all he can handle. But as per usual, that cream rises to the top, and you're seeing Robert calm, under pressure, able to get to his spots and create, whether it's for himself or his teammates right now.
So Robert will take a breather. Etienne Gagnon comes in for him. They are the Twin Towers in that Gator front court. They're such good friends. They're roommates. They've lived together the last few years. Gagnon getting emotional yesterday with us, talking about just what great friends they've become. Both of them from suburban Montreal as Kyle Monroe hits another. Third triple today for Monroe. He's got 15, and it's back to single digits, the Gator lead. Here's Zack John. Gives it up to Jean Séraphin. Gagnon corrals it. Jean Séraphin again. And Robbie Grant with a solid box out. And Monroe around the back to nobody. I guess the intended receiver was Adam Rosenberger. So DK comes off for a breather. Mlan back in for Bishops. Zack John, the backup point guard, brings it up floor for the Gators. And a beautiful dish from Mlan to Mlan from Gagnon, and that's one thing that Mike Leslie told us yesterday. He said, we can't lose Mlan. He's just so dangerous finding gaps.
Yeah, and you see what happens when you do lose Mlan. Backdoor waking up a sleeping defense, and you've got to make sure to account for him, especially when he's running that line.
So Grant steps out of bounds, turnover Axemen. Rigaud back into the game for Acadia. Breon Wilson alongside. Breather for Davignon and Monroe for Acadia. Mid-third quarter, Bishop's up 11. They've led by as many as 15 tonight. Back to McDougall, pulls the trigger. Rosenberger the rebound. Grant again. And Grant can't miss. Robbie Grant has now hit 4 triples. He has 22 on the night.
What a showing here from Robbie Grant today. Unbelievable unconscious shooting up against shot clock with hands in his face. Unconscionable.
And now Acadia's over the limit, so bonus for the Gators for the last 4:22. You think about Robbie Grant's journey. Cammie telling us earlier in the show, the youngest of 5. The siblings are athletes. A couple of the brothers played football at Acadia. But the first semester of last year, as a sophomore, was not going well. And at Christmas time, Mike Leslie had a conversation with Robbie and said, you got to make a decision what you want to do. And it was a new Robbie Grant that came out in the second semester from January to April. Then in the summer, put on so much weight, got stronger in the weight room. Instead of falling, he was bouncing off guys in a summer league in Halifax. He was dominant, and now look what he's doing on the national stage as Rigaud hits. He's got 20. Jean Serafin can't have it fall. Mlan, no. And it'll remain Gator ball with 14 on the shot clock. Zack John from distance. Robert will check in. The lead 7 in traffic, no, and fouls. And big Adam Rosenberger hit the deck hard.
Big is a great descriptor as bodies get to colliding under the basket trying to secure that rebound. As you're going to see getting to it there is Gagnon and Rosenberger. And Rosenberger definitely takes the worst of that. And now he's got a couple free throws here for his trouble. And again, despite the great runs that Bishops has been able to make all game long, Acadia just hanging around. They are not hanging their head in any single play or any single one quarter. Just hanging around, keeping things nice and comfortable. And we'll see if they've got one last push here left in them in this game.
Rosenberger, the junior from Ottawa, went to Woodruff High School. Shaves the lead down to 6. McDougall. Big triple from the senior. Needed triple. How about Tiernan McDougall? Matt McLean told us, look, 5'9", 155. He has no business being in U Sports playing at this level, but he just finds a way as Rigaud keeps it alive. 3 on the shot clock and draws the foul. Melanda didn't like the whistle, but may have been a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, heady play right there from Ryan Rigaud. You're going to see him be the one to initiate this contact up against the shot clock. You're going to see he just kind of gets it, and yeah, see, he makes sure that the official sees that there is contact in the knees. Heavy IQ play right there from Ryan Rigaud.
Grant again. Into size. And draws the block on Gagnon, who didn't like the whistle. Gagnon's the player who feels that he can guard 1 through 5. He has the quickness to do it. But that time, the crafty sophomore Rigaud was able to get there quick.
Yeah, he was. Ryan Rigaud looked for Gagnon in that decision, scoped him out and took it directly into his chest while he was on the back pedal, which is what you want to do with a shot blocker, completely take away their angle. So another high IQ play here for Ryan Rigaud, stopping the clock and getting to the free throw line to see if he can get a couple.
Rigaud, an 84% free throw shooter. Yost step off the floor, and let's go down at Cami Kepke.
Well, Acadia got a boost from Axemen of years past coming into the Final 8. They got a video message from the 2012 squad, who were the last Acadia men's basketball team to capture the AUS championship. Current players say it was a great reminder not to be content just by getting here, and to make sure everyone understands why they're here. No one ends up at the national championship by accident. We'll see if the Axemen can harness some magic as they continue to chip away at the deficit in this quarterfinal matchup. Arash?
Yeah, Cami, I mean, Acadia basketball has had such a rich history. You talk about that 2012 team. You go to a game in Wolfville, that gym is packed. One generation passing the torch to the other. The Axemen returning to the Final 8. They trail 10. Robert and Gagnon in the front court for the Gators. Here's Reed finishing with the left hand. What a night for Donovan Reed. Now John, a little out of control. It'll remain Bishop's ball. So Jean Serafin will come in for Melanda. Length in for length, 6'5" for 6'5". Meanwhile, Reed steps off. On comes Shaq Manswell, trying to guard Robert, but no answer, and the big man has 24 points tonight.
Yeah, starting to get heated up now is Robert late in the game when they need him most. All reliable coming through.
Manswell can't get it to go. John snatches the rebound. And here's Robert from the elbow. Is the double coming? It's not. Robert barrels through, but we have a kick ball off Bishop's, and it's Acadia ball. Both teams wanted to play with pace. Both teams are playing with pace.
As build, we knew this would be the case. Everyone wants to keep that tempo up. Both Acadia and Bishop's looking to fill it up on the move, and yes, both teams are doing just that.
Here's Wilson working on Robert. Back out to Robbie Grant. What a move! What a crafty move by the junior.
How about a little hezzy in the paint? Split those two purple jerseys and get to the cup. Robbie, man, giving you in and outside game.
Doubling his season average. He has 24 tonight. OBDK can't get it to go. And a loose ball foul. It's Breon Wilson, who had a collision with Reggie Jean Serafin. The Gators have not advanced to a national semifinal since 1998. That was the year Bishops won the national championship, the only men's national title in school history. Jean Serafin has a ring of his own when he played at Carleton. Transfer. Sat out last year, played 3 seasons for the Ravens. Began as a walk-on there. If he is to face his former teammates, it would have to be in the national title game. Lots of basketball left before any of that gets decided as Gagnon fouls Wilson.
And he does, and again, it's been the move here for the Axemen, trying to negate the shot blocking prowess of the Gators up at the cup. Create that contact, put those elbows into the chest, make sure that basketball is between you and the defender. Take away the leverage of the shot blocker, and that's one thing that has been successful here for the Axemen in this game, is almost single-handedly kept them in it.
And the errant pass, Jean Serafin, McDougall said, my bad. Miscommunication between junior and senior. Enzen Zachetti will come back in. McDougall will take to the bench. 1.5 seconds to go in the third. Decent look. Doesn't go for Malco Young. And Acadia made a dent in the third quarter. A 15-point halftime lead is now 9 after 3. The fourth quarter of this quarterfinal at the U Sports Final 8 when we return on CBC Sports.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. Well, the fourth quarter looms, and it's a quarter that Bishop is not very fond of in recent memory. Just coming off the conference championship, it was the fourth quarter where Laval mounted a comeback, 29-21, to capture the conference championship. We've seen Acadia already cut down the lead that they had at the half. Could deja vu be coming again for Bishop, or will they be able to hold on and punch their ticket for the final team to the Final Four? Arash and Jermaine?
Josh, that is the question for the Gators. Laval became their arch nemesis yet again. The Gators won the first two against the Rouge et Or in the regular season. They went on to lose the next three, including the Quebec final, as Malco Young whistled for a foul away from the ball. Gators went 16-3 in the regular season. They lost that conference final 81-78. Get the wild card, and it's win now. 8 seniors on this Bishop's roster.
This is it. You're talking seniors, and you want to go out on top. These are the moments that you dream of.
Here comes the double. DK misfires on the three, and Gagnon there to clean it up.
Doing what he does best, and that is bang down low. Gagnon continuing to make an effect on this game on both ends of the field.
Averages a double-double, has 10 points, 8 rebounds tonight. As Wilson draws the foul. Acadia has not led in this basketball game. And out of bounds is Adam Rosenberger. The hustle, the effort, try and get the ball on the baseline, but he stepped out. Bishop's largest lead was 15. That was at the half. Acadia got it to within 6 in the third quarter. It's back up now to 11. Here's Robert. Bucket and one for the All-Canadian.
Make sure that if you are going to shade on Robert, you have a rotating player waiting. If there isn't one, he's going to exploit that runway and take you to the basket with him. Great job reading and reacting to the lack of defense.
9 of 13 from the floor. 26 points tonight. We asked Matt McLean what Robert meant to the program. He said he's the biggest piece to us turning this whole thing around. They got him the ball a lot in the beginning when he was a young freshman coming off the COVID season, adapting to the U Sports game. Now look at the spin move, unable to finish, gets his own rebound and the follow. Charles Robert doing it all for the Gators. Timeout, Acadia. Back to Calgary. You're watching the U Sports Final 8 on CBC.
embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Well, one of the best parts of any U Sports championship is seeing how well fans travel and how these connections follow people through life. Bishop's fan Angelique is from Montreal, lives in Calgary. Both of her children attended Bishop's, and she ran into the Gaiters at the airport and promised she'd come out to watch. She's here with her grandkids, Beatrix and Charles. They've got the purple on lock. And Beatrix is playing rugby and soccer. Charles is getting rolling with floor hockey and baseball. But after this weekend, we might have some future Gators basketball stars on our hands. Arash, Jermaine?
We certainly might. That Bishop's football jersey is like circa early 90s.
I can tell by the font. That thing looked pretty slick, man. I like it. I like it.
That's Tom Europe era. For all of you Gators out there, you remember Tommy locking it down in the secondary. Here's Etienne Gagnon locking it down in the paint. What can Charles Robert do? Thought about the three, thought about it again, and a held ball. Matt McLean doesn't understand. Charles Robert shrugs it off. Maybe.
Yeah, there was a time there when
quick whistle.
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick, but ball contact was made. We play on. We play on.
Here's Rigaud. Back to Monroe. Can Gagnon corral it? It's up for grabs. Robert emerges from the wreckage. Now transition. Melendez blocked. Breon Wilson just smashed that thing. And McDougall answers with the three. Tiernan McDougall. 5'9", 155. 4 triples tonight.
Tell you, that chip on his shoulder seems a lot bigger than 5'9", 155. What a ball game here for McDougall.
Told us, look, I know we belong here. Talking about the Gators, he said the loss last week brought more energy to practice in the week leading into the trip to Calgary. And how about the finger roll? 30 for Robert. Rigaud, the triple will count. And it was DK whistled for the foul. So Robert just absolutely putting Bishops in the driver's seat, carrying the Gators as he has for the last few seasons in Lennoxville.
In a magical way as well. You love the varied offensive attack here from Charles Robert, specifically in this second half. It seems like he came out the gates after the halftime break looking to take this game over, and he has done just that here in this second half.
Yeah, if you missed it earlier, Robert had offers to the NCAA after years 3 and 4. He said, I'm staying put. We have unfinished business here. He's an academic All-Canadian. 96, 97% average in math. McDougall fires one up as the shot clock expired. Gagnon, the hoop and the harm. And they're smelling their first victory in the Final 8 in almost 3 decades.
What do you do if you're Acadia? You're sending everyone to deal with someone like Charles Robert under the basket, and what is your prize? A slashing out of nowhere Etienne Gagnon securing that second chance op and putting it home for 2+1. Unbelievable.
There's Reed. No, gets his own rebound. Back over to Monroe. 5 on the shot clock for Rigaud. The drive, teardrop, no. And it is an uphill climb from here for Acadia. The Axemen trail by 20.
That it is, and it's plays like this underneath that have shown you why Bishops has been able to do such a good job in stretching out this lead here, specifically in this fourth quarter. Dogged offensive rebounding and unbelievably tough interior defense.
Wilson, no. Rigaud as the shot clock expires. Gagnon collects it. Bishops University, primarily undergraduate school. Enrollment under 3,000 in a town with a population of about 5,000. 2 traffic lights. And the triple for Gagnon. A basketball power again. And at last on the national stage are making their presence known. So many generations of Gators have heard what happened in 1998, winning that championship in Halifax. Now this edition, the opportunity to write their own history. Led by this man, Charles Robert. Grant can't get it to fall. Here's Enzanzashuddy giving it up to Gagnon. National Coach of the Year, Matt McLean, took over a few years ago. Took over for Rod Gilpin. The triple doesn't go for Rigaud. And Acadia just can't buy a bucket. McLean played for the Gators as an undergrad, stuck around, assistant coach, helped develop this program, reconnected with so many alumni. And look where Bishops is now. 8 seniors, 16-3. They were #1 in the country up until last week. And now about 3 minutes and 49 seconds away from punching their ticket to take on the #1 seed in this U Sports Final 8.
Wow, after an unbelievable showing tonight, like you just highlighted, what is waiting for you in tomorrow's game? That #1 dog from the West, the Victoria Vikes. I don't know what everyone has on the docket for tomorrow, but I guarantee you won't want to miss that one.
Well, I mean, and think of the matchup. Victoria led by their big, the Canada West Player of the Year, Ethan Bogue. 6'7", can finish with both hands, does a little of everything. Stretch 5, can pop the 3. Bishops led by 6'9", stretch 5, can finish with both hands, pop the 3. That battle in a game now that's determined by guard play and the 3-point bucket. This could be an old school street fight in the paint.
Yes, just the way you want it in the postseason. Just the way you want to see 2 elite bigs getting to it. At the same time, their unselfish nature will make sure to involve their teammates. So you cannot wait to see who steps up to the plate tomorrow, because boy, oh boy, are we in for a classic.
The Gators lead is 23. And while we look ahead to tomorrow and what awaits with Victoria, full marks to the Acadia Axemen. What a season it has been for a program on the rise in Wolfville. It was Mike Leslie who took over 4 years ago, wondering where this program was headed. And Leslie had a plan to rebuild this entire thing. Ryan Rigaud, such a part of it. He's only a sophomore. Most of this team is coming back next season, can come back, getting their first conference championship since 2012. And what a taste this national stage will give these players as they get ready to come back next year and really work on so many things this summer. In a lot of ways, they're now where Bishops was 2 years ago.
Oh, certainly, and let's not be, mince words about it. These guys skipped the line. 2 straight seasons at the bottom of the AUS, the Axemen finished. And in the span of 1 year after that last place finish, now they find themselves not only AUS champions, but here at Nationals, giving Bishops a game for 3.5 quarters, frankly. Like, they have nothing to be ashamed about. Nobody in white here tonight. Like you said, with a lot of these players set to return in following seasons, look out AUS. Acadia will have to be dealt with.
Shaq Manswell, the only graduating senior, the fifth-year man out of Ajax, Ontario, transferred from Cape Breton. Just so badly wanted a chance to reach this stage. And there's Aaron Simmons trying to finish in transition. What a road it's been for Simmons. From Nassau, Bahamas, went and played small college in the ACAA at Holland College on Prince Edward Island. And now a guard off the bench for Acadia. Ulrich La Rochelle can't finish. Malco Young for Acadia. And the left hand doesn't go. The irony of the matchup tomorrow, as the 3 doesn't go. When Bishops won its last basketball game on the men's side in the Final 8 in 1998, who'd they run into in the national semifinal that year? Not your UVic Vikes.
Wow.
Eric Heinrichsen and company. Game was decided on a miracle and won at the end. Stuart Clark got the hoop and the harm. And now, all these years later, it'll be the Vikes and the Gaiters on semifinal Saturday at the Final 8.
Oh my goodness, like it was written out in a storybook, it is playing out in front of us as well. And tomorrow, as I said before, will be nothing short of another legendary game between the Vikes and the Gaiters. Going to be interesting to see how everyone gets prepared for tomorrow's game as well.
La Rochelle wanted the whistle. Gators keep possession. Vikes put up triple digits. They broke the century mark. Can Bishops get to 100? Take a look at Mike Leslie there. Look, and Mike puts it this way about Acadia. He said, look, we're a small school. We're a niche market. We're not Toronto. We're not Vancouver. We are who we are. If that's what you're into, hopefully it works for you and it works for us. And Leslie's message is, look, we will coach you hard. There's a real emphasis at Acadia on player development. You see the growth from some of these players. It'll be great to see what happens in Wolfville next season and the years to come. Final minute. National quarterfinal. It'll be TMU Carleton to open the doubleheader. Bishops Victoria, the nightcap to the double dip. Bench is clear. The Gators will move on. It is a gauntlet to lift the WP McGee Trophy. You have to win 3 games in 3 days. The late start for the Gators, any kind of blow for their starters. You want fresh legs for tomorrow and on Sunday. What a week for Matt McLean, the Bishops coach. Cami Kepke told the story. on the flight here on Wednesday. Gets word his wife going into labor. Matt turned around, flew back to Ottawa on Wednesday night. Caitlin gave birth to their first son, River, on Thursday morning. Matt flew across the country to be back here today, and step one accomplished. The Gators get their first win at a Final Eight in 28 years. Lennox Vegas, your Gators have moved on. The national semifinal awaits Bishops on Saturday. Victoria is on deck. And they are raising a toast on the mighty Massawippi shore.
Unbelievable to finally get to see this edition of the Bishop Gators in person, up close, to see these Twin Towers in Robert, and of course Etienne Gagnon, not to mention everyone else helping as well. This is something special they've got going on in here, but like you said, this is step one. Step one, 2 more steps needed, and whoop, I am hyped for tomorrow because wow, it's 2 big dogs getting to it.
2 big dogs, 2 All-Canadians in the paint. Bogue versus Robert on a Saturday night in southern Alberta. Appreciate all of you staying up late in the Annapolis Valley and in the Eastern Townships. 2 small schools going toe-to-toe.
For the Acadia Axemen, guard number 5, Robbie Grant.
Le joueur du match night des Axemen d'Acadia.
Giving it to you all game long. Amazing game here from Robbie Grant, who was on fire the entire game. He definitely did his part to try to get the guys over the hump. Unfortunately, just ran into that buzzsaw in purple in the Bishop's Gators.
The Nike team player of the game, from the Bishop's Gators, number 10, Charles Robert.
No surprise here as Charles Robert once again cements himself as one of the most elite players in the entire nation with an unbelievable showing. More unselfishness, unbelievable interior play as he takes one more step to try to lift that national title.
He said there is unfinished business for the Bishop's Gators. What a performance it was for Robert tonight. 30 points, 9 rebounds, 11 of 16 from the floor. And the big man with our Cami Kepke.
Well, Charles, some nervous moments, but you don't surrender the lead once in this game. How was your group able to shift momentum and close this one out?
Yeah, we just played our brand of basketball. They tried to speed us up. They play fast. That's how their conference is. We just tried to play at our pace, grind it out, and it was successful for us.
You surpassed 30 points, so close to the double-double, so close to 100 as a team. What was clicking for you out there?
I mean, like I said, we played our brand of basketball. We played inside out. I think we started getting hot from 3-2 at some point, which was really helpful, so it was good for us.
Bishops is into the national semifinal for the first time since 1998. You'll face the top seed Victoria Vikes. What do you make of the opportunity ahead of you here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big opportunity for us. We lost to Victoria last year in the national tournament, so we've had this game circled, and we're really looking forward to it.
Is there a sense of unfinished business for you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Finally, what does it mean to you to be doing this with Etienne, who you've become so close with over your time in school?
I mean, it means the world. Me and Etienne, we're roommates, so we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the years, and it feels great to be able to share this moment with him. Hopefully we get 2 more games. But not only him, this whole group, I've been together with them for 4 or 5 years, so it's really nice.
Thank you so much, Charles. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Arash, Jermaine, floor is yours.
Cammy, what a performance it was from start to finish for the big man. He's a stretch 5, 30 points in 25 minutes, including a couple of triples from downtown.
It took him a little bit to get going, but once he got going, good luck stopping him. Like you said, 30 points from Robert tonight, not to mention making sure to get his teammates involved the entire time, and just his style, his leverage, the way he finished underneath, his patience. Like he said, Axemen tried to rush him the entire time, tried to get him running, but you stay calm, you stay under-collected, and that's how you come out with a win. Take a look at this rebounding number here. 26 offensive rebounds compared to only 10 on the Axemen side. That's going to get you the dub every single time. And now, despite shooting a much lower percentage from 3 than the Axemen, if you're Bishops and you're able to secure those second chance opportunities, you're going to completely negate that mattering at all. If you look up and down, Axemen, great numbers. Bishops, just way too much for them to handle here tonight.
The Gators will get Victoria tomorrow. Into the national semifinal, TMU Carleton, the Vikes and the Gators. History made for Bishops University. We'll have it all for you tomorrow from Calgary. For Cami Kepke, Josh Arbuthnot, Jermaine Cummings, and our entire crew, Arash Madani saying so long from the Jack Simpson Gymnasium on the University of Calgary. This has been Quarterfinal Friday at the U Sports Final 8 on CBC Sports.
U Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, et par and by Student Housing Calgary.